remembering the order that things came off in is because it's important. It's very important because it doesn't tend to go back together in either the order you expect it to have come off in. It's just, you know. Alright, if only I'd made videos, eh? I can't put the exhaust on until I've put this on, and I can't put this on until I've sorted this this whole bag of cats out here, including adjusting this for to spec, because you know this is you know, the rear brake master cylinder, which is kind of important. This isn't too complicated. It shouldn't require too much. In fact, there you go. What I should have done is chased all these threads out as well, because they're full of paint. But you can't put the exhaust on, which is what I really need to do at the moment. I would be doing the brake lines, but my P-clips haven't turned up. Fuel pump, that's something for in a minute. Battery isolator, we'll get on to that. Now, what have we got here? M8 stainless lock-in, R-clips, various so right, I think that one's for the front. Okay, and this one here, this is for the rear. And looking at that, I think that's straight there. Okay, and that comes back through. Okay, right, I think I know I'm going to do this. So I don't know whether I mentioned that we have gone with a set of braided brake hoses, mainly because every time I've fitted braided brake hoses, there's been a marked improvement in how the brakes actually feel. Bloody difference in that. But another reason is that the ones that were on it, oh my word, were obviously the same age as the bike, and they didn't look too clever. I doubt there was anything wrong with them, but you know, you do have to be mindful of these things. So what do we reckon? That one on there like that. So they obviously have to be bled, which is something I'm not doing right now. But we will, because obviously otherwise they won't work. Let's have a look at this, because I don't think these clips are in the right place. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. That looks good to me. I've managed to finish most of this. We're all snug and everything there seems to be sort of, you know, good. It all seems to, you know, and it's a bit of time. What I also started to do in terms of tying everything up before we put everything finally back together is just fit a few bits and pieces. You know, what I've done is I've put a breaker in the line of the neutral to and that's a little USB thing that's going to be going there. But what this is, and I've done this with a couple of bikes now, is that is a breaker. Now it's supposed to be an automatic, but I'm not worried about that. What I know that these things can do is just this. It is, you can get your finger up in this panel, under this panel by here, through there, right? And you cut that off completely. So if you were going to put this into storage, or any bike into storage for, I don't know, a couple of weeks, whatever, right? You've got the option of just flicking that off, sealing a battery off. The only other connections I got going to that at the moment is this, which is a maintainer, which has got a plug on it for my Nocco. So I can also, I'll sort that out, put a battery charger straight into there. You know, don't even have to take no battery out, no nothing, just bump straight on there. The fuel pump. Yeah. So this has gone from running okay as a standard sort of, like, you know, the way I've set it, I haven't synced the carbs yet, because I don't feel as if it's in the right place to do that. But I haven't synced the carbs yet, and we were, when we initially put all this together and we just tweaked it a bit, it was running sweet. It was it was, you know, and I know it's not actually out there putting power down, it's just rev, you know, but it was good. Now that seems to have just sort of disappeared, and I'm a bit concerned that we're gonna have to take all this back off again, because something ain't right. You know, slides are working properly, all of that seems to be working, you know, we've got there, but we do seem to have a fuel pressure problem, and this is a cheap Chinese pump as well. It gets red hot, and when I mean red hot, it was vaporizing the fuel. So I've kind of come to the conclusion that we've got to get rid of that. What I've noticed is that we've only got 10 volt at best coming out of there, which possibly puts it down, you know, it tracks it back to the relay, because it goes from whatever it is and it gets a pulse from one of the spark plugs and it goes into a relay, which obviously goes depending on how fast you're going, and then that obviously fires the pump, and this thing goes on a set of points, you know, because it's 1930. There's a couple of things I've taken from that, is that one, the relay could be knackered, and two, the pump is shit. Probably both. So what I've got is, and a lot of people, what they do is they wire the pump in permanently, live or switched. I'm not, you know, my head is on this, is that something like that, if that was viable or the best thing to do, Honda would have done it. Controversial statement, I know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fit this. Which is a solid state fuel pump, along with inline filter. So we're gonna somehow make that fit in there. So the only thing we can do, because we're not experts here at all, we're not professionals, we're just gonna have to try stuff and see what works, you know? That's the fun of it all, isn't it? We need to have a crack. And there's one option to stick it on the side of the battery box, which at the moment is looking to be my preferred option, round about there. There is a fitting guide out there. A couple of people have done this before and fitted this exact pump, or a variant of it anyway, because they've been updated and they've been putting it in here, which is great. And you think that you know, you can cut that lug off there, that's fine. That's not actually a bad idea. But is it any better than doing this? I like that. That's better again. With the fittings I've got, and the fittings for these pumps and everything else, they're stupid money, like £6-7 each, and I think that's the best option there. And we'll get some low profile bolts to go in the back of there, maybe stand it out a little bit off there, yeah, like that. I think that's going to be the best option there. Situation report. We're looking pretty good. We've got the footrests back on, which means that we've now got the rear master cylinder back on. We've also got everything tied up in terms of the hoses. I'm quite happy now this is running nicely with that fuel pump, that we're going to put a sort of a different sort of fuel hose arrangement, and we'll do that. I'm just waiting for some hardware to turn up. Thing that I want to concentrate on right now is getting the brakes working. These brakes are dry as a bone, they need bleeding. You should know from the previous video where we did all the seals in the calipers, that we've been through those, and we've also gone and sorted out, or hopefully redone, the rear master cylinder. So this thing should be really good to go, but this is where we're actually going to find out, because we're going to put some fluid in these. Now, being a motorcycle, we don't need a device, or we don't need an apprentice to bleed these. What we can do is we can fill them full of fluid, right? Leave the thing open for 2 minutes, let it gravity bleed out a bit, and then we can just pump it ourselves, because we can get it both sides, can't we? And it should be a fairly simple affair. Hopefully it will be. Yeah, let's have a crack. Right, that's been open about a month, and it should be good enough for the girls that we go out with. So one of the first things we've got to do, and with this, the way you have to, is we have to drop this down so it's level. So, and it is important that you do that, because otherwise you're just going to end up with a big, that's quite a lot of, you know. We haven't had these apart yet. I'm hoping we don't find any horrors inside, but we're about to find out. Right, we're going to level this off. Why they use M6 with an 8mm head on it, I got no idea. Well, that's really not good. Yep. I think we've got a dead master cylinder. There's two things happening. It could just be blocked, and given the fact they got pressure there, I think that might be the case. Right. Really? Okay. We'll just use this for testing purposes. This should be open down here, which means that this should drain I think I need to find some new brake fluid though. Perhaps we are going to have to pull it through with the vacuum. So I had to pull it through, pull some of this old fluid back through using the vacuum. I didn't do it on camera because I was a bit annoyed, to be honest with you, at the fact that I might have to. But it's working, and it's working well. We've got brake, we've got everything, and there is a reasonable volume of fluid coming through there. It's all going to need, because I can't believe that we didn't have any fluid here. I thought that fluid was like a month old. I don't know what the hell's happened to that fluid. Now we know it works. I'll just replace the fluid. I'm not going to even start with the back one. We're just not going to get anywhere with it. This is a job for another day. It's like I won the lottery, you know. The proper coolant, the magnesium alloy with the money, whatever it is, etc. That doesn't rot the old block and what have you. Yeah, that was, you know. And then I thought, while I was there, I'd get some brake fluid. Yeah. Honestly, this stuff had better be amazing. Which it's not going to be. It's going to be standard .4 in a universal brake fluid .3 and .4. How much was that? That was 500ml for a tenner. So yeah, I'm thrilled by this. Okay. Now, because we had all that bad fluid in there, we're gonna run this need to take a little bit more out of there first. Let's do it this way. There's no air coming back out of it, so does it matter which way this goes in? No, it doesn't. Perfect. Here we go. This one is going to be interesting because we completely redid this and I don't know how to bleed it. I guess we're about to find out. So we've got to get this off here and see what we're dealing with in there. These screws are quite long. Oh wow, okay. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. Open this. Let's see if gravity will make any difference. Apparently it does. Right. Right, I haven't got the patience for a full gravity bleed. Not that I know it's going to work anyway, but let's see what happens, eh? There we go. So that tool is not vital, but as you can see, it saved a significant amount of time. Right, that's building pressure now. Okay. Right, yeah, we've got to adjust that down slightly so so pull that up so it engages slightly sooner. It's not bad, but I imagine, and there is a spec for it, but yeah, right, and we need to top that up. But everything else there's no air in it now, is there? So we've anyway, it's going to be done. So that is the brakes done. I honestly can't put anything else on it. It's just, you know, it's worked. I got to put the pot back on here. Oh yeah, look at that, beautiful. Oh, okay, so if there's any more adjustment that needs to be done on those now, it'll have to be done when the bike is up and running, because now that's that done. We're good to go. We've got working brakes, which is, you know, a one up on Derek.
It's alright, that.